Welcome to The Root Cause, a podcast that takes a deep dive into all things manufacturing, sponsored by Mass Group.
We're diving into a topic that seems to be everywhere these days, humanizing manufacturing in the age of automation.
All right, so humanizing manufacturing. Kind of a head scratcher, right?
Yeah, it's almost like those terms that just seem to contradict themselves.
Exactly. It's like peaceful war or diet ice cream, you know?
I get you. It's a bit of an oxymoron when you think about all the robots and AI taking over, right?
Right. But that's what I found so fascinating. It's not about humans versus machines like we always hear. It's about how we can actually use all this tech to empower the people who are actually on the factory floor.
Yeah.
And it all starts with data.
One of the things that really jumped out at me is this idea that current manufacturing data systems can be dehumanizing.
Yeah, it's a real problem. Think about it. Manufacturing generates a ton of data. Every step of the process, every machine, every worker.
Right, and that data is important, but it can feel like it takes over, you know?
Absolutely. And when we design systems that prioritize data over the people behind the data, it can make workers feel like hogs in a machine instead of valued members of a team.
Like the dehumanizing part is about how organizations neglect their data.
It's not just about having the data, it's about understanding what it represents. Human effort, human decisions, human expertise.
So how do we fix that? How do we shift from neglecting data to really using it to empower workers?
Well, a big part of it is changing how we think about automation. Instead of seeing it as a way to replace human jobs, we need to start looking at it as a tool that can actually enhance human capabilities.
Give me an example. How would that actually look in, say, a factory setting?
Sure. Think about a skilled technician working on a production line. They have years of experience and intuitive understanding of how things work, but instead of being able to use their expertise to its fullest, they're stuck inputting data into spreadsheets, generating reports.
That nobody reads.
Exactly. It's a waste of their skills and knowledge. Now imagine if that data entry was automated. The technician is freed up to focus on things that require human intuition and ingenuity.
Okay, so instead of replacing the technician, the automation helps them use their time more effectively.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just individual workers. This kind of automation can help entire teams work more efficiently and collaboratively. This is a great example of how we use technology to make things more human.
Yeah.
And I think this is where things like Mass Group's Power BI integration come in.
Okay.
It takes all that data and it turns it into something that's insightful, actionable.
Okay.
They have these dashboards that are easy to understand. People can see the big picture, understand the impact of what they're doing, and make good decisions. Plus, it has these AI-generated summaries, right? So it's quick. It's easy to understand. People can get the insights they need without having to dig through a million spreadsheets. Think about it like this. An AI system might be great at sifting through mountains of data to identify patterns or anomalies, say, a slight variation in a product's dimensions.
Okay, so the AI is like the early warning system.
Exactly. But then a human technician with their years of experience steps in. They can look at that data, use their judgment to determine if it's actually a problem.
And then they can figure out how to fix it.
Exactly. The AI flags the issue, but the human provides the context, the critical thinking, and the problem-solving skills.
And this kind of collaboration, it's not just about troubleshooting, right?
Right. It's also about decision-making, quality assurance, even things like customer-centric customization. Humans are still essential for setting the overall strategy, ensuring quality standards are met, and adding those personal touches that customers value.
So it's not just about designing the right systems. It's about making sure people have the skills to use them effectively. I imagine that requires a shift in how we think about training and education as well.
It absolutely does. We need to invest in training programs that equip workers with the skills to thrive in these human AI teams. Things like critical thinking, problem solving, digital literacy, of course, but also things like creativity and collaboration. The goal should be to keep people off of screens, less clicks. You shouldn't have to hunt and search for data. More time for action that will really move the needle.
So all of this, it seems like it's pointing to this idea of humans, AI, and machines all working together.
Yeah.
Is that the dream scenario for the future? This kind of like,
It's an exciting prospect, and I think it has incredible potential. But the key is understanding where human expertise is still essential.
Okay, yeah. where we can't be replaced.
Exactly. Think about making decisions in a really complex situation, or troubleshooting when something goes wrong.
Right.
Those are the moments where you really need a human to look at the situation, to assess, to use their judgment. We bring something unique to the table.
So it's not about replacing humans. It's about finding that sweet spot where everyone's working together.
Yeah, it's about viewing data not as the enemy, but as a tool. Right? A tool that we can use to empower ourselves. And it's about thinking of automation not as a job killer, but as a way to create new opportunities for everyone, to grow, to collaborate, to innovate. And I think, that's the really exciting part of all of this.
There's less time staring at a screen and
Yeah.
more time taking action.
Precisely. Less clicks, more action. And you know what? That makes for a more efficient, more profitable operation. It's not about choosing between humans or machines.
Right.
It's about designing technology that amplifies human potential and creates a more prosperous and sustainable future for everyone.
And that's something to think about.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.